Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from the road. And today I have one of the beers I received from Shane at Shane's Craft Beer Review. And if you've been watching my channel a while, you probably heard me talk quite a bit about this fine gentleman here, because he's the gentleman that made all my new intro videos for me. He's a fine gentleman. We had a great time at the Beer Tubers get-together last year that he was one of the co-hosts of. And him and I decided to do a beer trade, and this is one of the beers that he provided me. So this beer here is Fantom. And if you saw me do my unboxing, I wasn't quite sure what this said at first or what this beer was. But this is Fantom, and it's from Omnipollo. Now, I had said this is out of Toronto, or mentioned it was out of Canada, and on my unboxing video that actually came out, I think today, the day I'm recording this, or yesterday, the Urban Viking said, "Did you say that was produced in Toronto?" And I wasn't sure. But it actually is. So if you look, that brewery is from Stockholm, Sweden. But apparently they now also produce their beers in Toronto, Ontario. Which I don't know when that started or anything like that, because Untappd still says they're from Stockholm, Sweden. Beer Advocate still says they're from Stockholm, Sweden. But on the back of the can here, it says, brewed and canned by Omnipollo in Toronto, Ontario. So, I guess they now have a brewery in Canada. News to a lot of people. So this is their Fantom, like I said. It's a 6.1% strong beer. It's an India Pale Ale, brewed and canned by Omnipollo in Toronto, Ontario, represented by Craft Brand Company, Toronto, Ontario, product of Canada. Production date, see bottom of can. That's cool, they put that there. Ingredients, water, malted barley, wheat, oats, hops. Bottom of can. Turn it around. And it was 26 July 2024 is when it was packaged on. So this is about 6 months old now. Hopefully it's still good. It's an IPA. We'll find out. It's got this weird artwork on it, like a mirror right there. And I really couldn't read that when I first unboxed it. But it does say Fantom. Shane, thank you for sending this to me. I've actually had one Omnipollo beer before. I don't know where I found it or how I got it. But it was the Moki, M-O-K-I, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping I really enjoy this one. On Untappd, this gets a 3.78 with 15.8 thousand check-ins. Surprisingly, on Beer Advocate, it's an NA. However, it's interesting that this one came from Canada. I assume it's the same beer. I hope it's the same beer. It would be cool to get this one and then the version from Sweden and do a side-by-side comparison, but I don't think I'd ever be able to find both of those. So on the nose, nice, like nondescript, generic fruitiness. Almost like a fruit cup fruitiness. I swear, as soon as I turn the camera on, my nose gets stuffed up. Yeah, nice like fruit cup, generic kind of fruitiness, and a little hint of bitterness on the nose. As far as color, it's kind of a nice hazy, like chalky, whitish, kind of yellowish color. Probably about a 2 on the SRM, with a pinky's worth of mouselike head that's got an island in the center of giant fisheye bubbles, but surrounded by like this nice mousse-like head. It's a nice looking beer. Be nice to know if this tastes the same in Toronto and Stockholm. Maybe I'll find out one day. Cheers, everybody. Thank you, Shane, very much. Appreciate the beer trade. Appreciate the beer. Lighter body than I expected. It's almost watery. It's so light. It's got a nice, again, generic, like fruit cup kind of fruitiness to it. A little bit of bitterness on the back end. But there's not a whole lot of flavor there. And unfortunately, I know Shane picked out these beers, did an awesome job. The can's a little bit old. I think maybe the flavors lost a little bit of their like punch, their pizzazz, but still a nice tasting beer. This is a nice, easy drinking IPA. 6.1%, don't notice that at all. Untappd said it has 55 IBUs. Who knows if that's true, because Untappd is so trash anymore. But if you were looking for a really, kind of like I almost say like a light IPA, light, easy drinking IPA, I would go for this. This is pretty easy to drink, pretty crushable. Yeah, overall, I'd give this a horns up. It's a nice, crushable 6.1% alcohol IPA. Unfortunately, it's getting a little old, so I think the flavors are a little bit subdued, but it's got a nice, it's a nice generic, like fruit cup, mixed fruit flavor to it, with just a hint of bitterness to cut through that sweetness. I could pound a few of these. This is a really easy, this is a really easy crushable beer. Omnipollo, this will be my second beer from you. Oh, excuse me, man, I just have the burps tonight. And you've done a decent job. 2 for 2 on beers. Thank you again, Shane. Really appreciate the beer trade. Really appreciate the beers you sent me. If y'all don't subscribe to Shane, go check him out. Shane's Craft Beer Reviews. His channel is always linked down below because he's a gentleman that did all my amazing new intros. And as always, embrace the adventure.